that singled out the director of Muslim rights concern, Muric, Professor Akintola, from the supporters of Çۆń1, who felt aggrieved by his criticism of the security outfits and his stance for the oppressed Muslims in Nigeria. A death threat with the title "This Cobra Needs to be Killed" was widely shared on social media, particularly on WhatsApp platforms, where the call was made for the taking away of Professor Akintola. In a statement issued on Tuesday, January 28, Muric said a Twitter handler directed a death threat to Professor Ishaq Akintola about a week ago, adding that the writer wrote a chilling comment on Akintola's picture and posted it. The statement also noted that the post was in turn screenshot from the WhatsApp status of a contact who identified herself as Çۆń1 Elizabeth, aka Idi, with telephone number 0163964812. In a bid to counter Muric director on Çۆń1, a faceless Islamic group, the coalition of progressive Yoruba Islamic groups accused him of desperately working to destabilize Yoruba land and spur the region into an internal religious conflict. The group argued that Professor Akintola has dedicated his entire lifetime to the promotion of religious distrust, cruel hatred, violence, armed rebellion against Yoruba people and their history and religious bigotry. However, checks by Muslims News discovered that the allegations against Professor Akintola by the faceless group are tissues of lies, as there was no time he ever advocated or called for what he was accused of. Instead, our findings reveal that he has on several occasions promoted unity of Nigerians, even as he called for Muslims' rights to be respected. Professor Akintola, who was among the Muslim News 2019 Personalities of the Year, has on several occasions tackled and condemned Boko Haram, the dreaded terrorist group who hide under Islam to indiscriminately kill Nigerians irrespective of their religion leanings. So guys, in my opinion, I just think that people need to be careful. People need to be careful, and the group coming out to say, oh, Akitola, what he has been accused of is not what he has been doing, and this and this and that, that he has been promoting the unity of people in this country and what have you. I don't know the area at which those people are really talking from. And on the other side, I think nobody should, give threat on somebody's life or what have you. And that's why Fani Kayode is always coming out. If you say one thing, he gives it to you. He does not even need to be telling you, oh, this and this and this and that. All of them, they go to their history and begin to, watch their dirty lineage outside. So those who are maybe making a statement, concerning whether Cobra or no Cobra, they need to be careful. If the man has done anything, come out for him. Tell him what you are saying is not right, what you are doing is not right, or whatever. He does not even uh, go to that extent, it hasn't gotten to that extent that people should be threatening other people's life and what have you. So they need to be careful. If the man, of course, a lot of people have been coming and just use Fani Kayode as an example, that anybody that says anything, he will come out and say it. He does not need to, give you threat or what have you, or threat to life, but he will tell you this is it, this is it, this is it, and it ends there. So people really need to be careful. But most importantly, the professor must be very, very careful, because he's the one who is always causing this whole thing. But the other people should just follow him. As he says this, you counter him. If he brings anything, you counter him. I could remember even when the Çۆń1 was ongoing, and when the argument was ongoing, when everybody was talking about it, some people against the outfit. I could remember that it was even Muslim people, Muslim group that came out, another Muslim group platform came out and explain everything. And after explaining everything, I think even the professor was even ashamed of himself, because he didn't do his due diligence. He didn't make inquiries before coming out to the public, begin to say what he didn't know. And they had to, like, how can you say this? How can you say this? He came up with the narrative of, oh, because the name is biblically inclined, the Muslims were not in the know, and also a lot of people who are in charge of that program or whatever in different states are Christians. Bring your birth certificate from the church. Bring a letter of recommendation from the church. And the group came out and said, how did you get to know all of this? Is see and see and see and see. The people who are heading this Amotekun in each state, they are all Muslims. Where are you getting your information? And that was when he stopped about that, and he couldn't say much. And he now said, oh, they have explained to him and all of that. So even the havoc himself is even causing, is even more dangerous than even the threat to life that is claiming that people are giving to him. So he's the one who has been making it to seem as if, oh, Muslims are being oppressed and what have you, which is totally wrong. Which is totally wrong. It's just like a when children are fighting, maybe the one that is more dubious or mischievous will be the one that is looking for trouble, but it will not to make it seem that for everybody to believe that it is the other person that is causing the problem. But maybe those ones are not even seeing him. He must have done one thing before, when people want to see what is playing at, they will not think, oh, the one that is not even looking for trouble, that is the one that is not looking for trouble. But when an adult is there and look thoroughly, that no, 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 something is wrong with somewhere, because the person that is even looking for trouble will be the one that his voice will be louder. So I think that is what is playing here. Akintola just want to make it seem that, oh, Muslim has been victimized, which in the other way around, that is not the true picture. So he needs to be careful. And most of the utterances he made, you just be wondering, where is this man coming from? Is this man really educated in the first place? And you don't even need to be educated before you have sense. A lot of people who are not educated, they are very, very intelligent. So most of the time, people just believe that, oh, once you are educated, you're a professor, you are learned, you are a graduate, okay, of course it is expected that some things that you need to know, because experience, that is when experience comes in. So I don't think it's by maybe you having a more wisdom because you are educated, or you have acquired some degrees and what have you. But in as much you are a graduate or you are learned and you have acquired more degrees, there's a level of experience you have to have attained. And that's why people always try to look at it from that angle. Oh, this person, after all, you go school, why you can't behave like this? Oh, person will no go school because he never get that experience. He has not learned, what you have learned. So there must be that difference. So that doesn't mean that if you have not gone to school, you shouldn't know, simple thing or natural thing to do. So it's baffles people that the way and manner to which this man comes out to make some submission, it's baffling. How can this person be thinking in this direction? He has said a lot of things. So people who are coming to defend him, oh, they have looked thoroughly and they have seen that this man has been promoting unity in this country. If he has been doing that, then why can't he continue? Then why the deviation? Why did he deviate from that? Because of recent, he has been coming out, saying all manner of things, making it, for people to make it seem as if, oh, or the world to see it as Muslims are being marginalized or oppressed in this country, and which is very, very far from that. So, guys, that is just my own submission, my own opinion. But I believe that those other people too, they should not even go to that line or to that extent. Once he says something, just like a Muslim group came out that time and said, no, 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 Professor, you are very, very wrong. That is not the true picture of Amotekun. You didn't make your inquiry very well, and it's very, very sad that you are bringing this kind of information to the public, because a lot of people, want to go with that narration. That was when the man had to come back and said, no, I didn't know. Why didn't you find out? But you had already painted it as if, oh, painted it the way you want people to make it seem, which is very, very bad. So in all of these things, is the one who is really causing most problem, and is the one giving people that opportunity to think in that manner. But those who are still thinking in that manner, according to what he alleged, should take it easy. Just emulate those Muslim groups that brought out the information, everything about Amotekun, and that was when Professor Ishaq Akintola himself, that was where he surrendered totally, and he came out and said, oh, he didn't know. So people should just emulate those groups, by bringing facts. If somebody's saying one or two things that is not the right thing, you go and do your own, make your inquiry and come out with the plain truth. It will solve everything. And since that time, Akintola has not been saying all of those things. So he needs to be careful. Everybody needs to be careful. Someone says, we don't believe you. Anyone against Çၤۆn1 is a cobra. We don't want them to destabilize the Yoruba frontier. Someone says, oppress Muslims, my fools. They are always claiming to be victims despite being the ones committing all manner of atrocities in the country. Someone says, this Akintola man, we think is defending Muslims, but the day will come when Yoruba will let him know the real Yoruba. Akintola is a professor with cap-sided understanding about religion, life and property. Out of 3 stated points, the Çၤۆn1 is simply for 2. That is life and property. Religion is personal, but we are collectively responsible to protect life and property. I wonder who brought up Akintola in Ile-Ife in such a religion bigotry, or he's being paid to blindly defend Islam. Akintola, be careful. Someone says here that all those who try to bring in religion matter to Çၤۆn1 security outfits are ignorant. We talked of supporting each other and fight those killing us every day, mostly in Ondo State. This is what many people can bear me witness. The killing is just too much. You are here in a city, you don't know what is going on in the hub country. We should be careful with what we are saying against Çၤۆn1 security outfits. His teach in time saves 9. This is clearly how Boko started in the north. We should hope it doesn't be the genesis of another in southwest. I've always said that this thing called Akintola and his Muric nonsense are terrorists, and the US should look for them and take care of them. You know, by and large, the man should be careful. The man should be careful because the game is playing is not favorable, and everybody can see it clearly. They know where it's coming from. They know the angle is coming from. So he needs to be careful. He needs to be more careful and just, promote unity and not try to divert attention, not try to twist the whole thing, because if you try to twist it, definitely people will know. If you think you are smart, millions of people are smarter than you. So that is just my own humble opinion. So guys, let us hear your take concerning the allegation Muric is bringing that people are really gang up, that there is a gang up, to his life, threat to his life. What do you think? Some people believe that he's just making it up, that there's nothing like that. Some people believe that, oh, even if it is like that he deserves it. What do you think? Let's have your take in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.